All right, hi everyone. Here I am with solving 1 and 2 step word problems. I hope you're watching this on a computer screen. If you have it on a phone, I can't imagine you can see anything. So I've broken this up into 2 sheets to make it a little bit bigger. Jonah had 12 peaches and 17 pears left at her roadside fruit stand. She went to the orchard and picked more peaches to stock up the stand. There are now 89 peaches at the stand. How many did she pick? Okay, you know I like starting at the end, so we're looking for how many she picked. This time I'm just going to use X through everything. And we're talking about how many peaches she picked, so this is only talking about peaches. So Jonah had 12 peaches. The 17 is just a distractor, so we shouldn't have circled that. Just because it's a number, it doesn't mean it's important. She went to the orchard and picked more peaches to stock the stand. There are now, so whatever she has left, it will have to equal 89. So she started out with 12. She went out and she picked more. We don't know how many more. And she now has 89. So remember, retell the story. This is a one-step problem. So we subtract the 12 from both sides. Remember, addition, property of equality. So X will equal 77. So the answer will be 77 peaches. Remember, words, problems usually have a word or word that goes along with it. Don't forget to box it. Get in that habit now before you enter school because it's going to be required of you. Sarah is baking a cake. The recipe calls for 8 cups of flour and 2 cups of sugar. She already put in 3 cups of flour. How many more cups of flour does she need to add? So we're looking for the flour that she needs to add. So that will be our X. So let's see, it calls for 8 cups. I'm going to put in 8 here of flour, and again another distractor, 2 cups of sugar. She already put in 3 cups of flour. So she put in 3 cups, and then she's going to put in more, and in total she will put in 8 cups of flour because that's what the recipe calls for. And again, our equation tells the story. Another one-step equation, so just subtract the 3 from both sides. Even though I'm sure most of you knew the answer was 5 just by looking at it, we're showing the steps because we're getting ready for Algebra 2. You have to learn the steps now so when they give you more difficult problems, you'll know the steps later. So that will be 5. So we have 5 more cups of flour. Or you might have just written 5 cups of flour. Sarah found 55 seashells on the beach. She gave the same number of seashells to 3 of her friends. She has 19 seashells left. How many seashells did she give to each friend? So we want to know the number of seashells she gave to each friend. So I'll make that my X, my variable. So Sarah found 55 seashells on the beach. Then what did she do? She gave some of the seashells to 3 of her friends. So she gave some of the seashells. We don't know how many, do we? So that's an X. She has 19 seashells left. So let's see. She started out with 55 seashells that she found on the beach. Then she gave, that means she's subtracting from her pile, some seashells to each of her 3 friends. Instead of X3, I'm going to put 3X because that's in standard form. And she now has 19 seashells left. Subtract 55 from both sides. We now have negative 3X equals negative 36. The opposite of multiplying by negative 3 is dividing by 1 over negative 3 or dividing by negative 3. That will leave us with X equals a negative divided by a negative is a positive, and 36 divided by 3 is 12. So that would be 12. How many seashells? 12 seashells were given to each friend, and we only have to write 12 seashells. So that answers the question. There were 99 bales of hay in the barn. Tom removed some of the bales to feed the farm animals. There are now 32 bales of hay in the barn. How many bales did he remove? So we are looking for the number of bales of hay that he removed. So we're looking for a number. I'll make that my X. So there were 99 bales of hay. Then he removed some, so that's the sum that he removed. So he took some away to feed the animals. And now there are 32 bales of hay. So he removed some, and this is our X. So really we have the 99 we started with minus, because we removed some bales of hay, which is X, and we now have 32. So again, you can just read it right out. Okay. Subtract 99 from both sides. Keep it equal. So we have negative X equals negative. Let's see. I'm going to do that over here on my dry erase board. Well, yeah. And I'm going to put 99 on the top. 99, actually I'll do it right here. 99 minus 32. I know that I have more negatives than positives, so I have a negative answer. How many more negatives? Well, that's what I'm figuring out. 67. Okay, we are not done here. First of all, you should recognize that you can't have negative 66 bales of hay. And X is not by itself. It has a negative sign. And remember, that really is the same thing. This is the same thing as negative 1x. So we need to divide by negative 1 or multiply by 1 over negative 1. Okay, so we're going to divide each side by that negative to get rid of the negative. So X will equal a negative divided by negative, now turns that into a positive. So the answer is 67 bales of hay. Keith had $251 to spend on 9 books. After buying them, he had $17. How much did each book cost? So we're looking for the cost of each book. Again, make that my X. He had $251 to spend on 9 books. After buying them, he had $17 left. So $9 or 9 books costing X each. So he had $251 and he purchased 9 books at an unknown cost. He now has $17 left. So subtract the 251 from both sides. And I know I have more negatives than positives, so that will be a negative, and I'm just going to do the math over here, flipping my numbers. So 77, 4, 3, 2. So I have negative 234. Okay, this is just like above. The only thing is now you can see it's a negative 9. When you just have the negative X, you do have to remember about that 1. So we're going to multiply it by the inverse, which is 1 over negative 9, which is the same thing as dividing by negative 9. So X will equal, in this case it's 26. So the answer to this is $26. Okay, and on to the second sheet. Make sure that lines up. I think you can see that all right. Okay, Last week, Dan had $23. He washed cars over the weekend. He earned $7 for each car he washed. He now has $58. How much money did he make washing cars? So we want to know how much he made washing a car. He had $23. Then he washed cars over the weekend. He earned $7 for each car. We just don't know how many cars he washed. He now has 58. So we have 23 earned more, so we added $7 for every car washed, and he now has 58. You notice how a lot of times they come out right in a row when you read the problem back? Okay, negative 23 to both sides. So that leaves us with 7x equals more positives than negative. How many more? Oh, it looks like we have 35 more. The opposite of multiplying by 7 is multiplying by 1 over 7 or dividing by 7. And therefore, x will equal positive divided by a positive is a positive, and 35 divided by 7 is 5. So it looks like our answer is how much money did he make washing a car? That would be $5. The sum of three consecutive numbers is 117. What is the largest of the three numbers? So I have three numbers. I have my first number, second number, and third number. It wants to know what the largest of the three numbers is, so I'm going to make the largest my x. So the sum of three consecutive numbers. Now this time it's not odd or even, it's just three consecutive numbers. So that's like 1, 2, 3, or 51, 52, 53, whatever. Okay, so if I have the largest number, to get to the one before it, I'm going to now subtract 1. To get to the first number, I would subtract 2. So now it says the sum of the numbers. So remember, that means we add them all up. So number 1 is x minus 2, second number is x minus 1, and the third number I'm adding is x. And all of that should equal 117 when I add those three numbers together. Okay, so remember, those are three numbers. Now we're just going to go ahead and start by simplifying. I have 1, 2, 3 x's. And my constants, I have negative 2 and a negative 1, so that gives me negative 3, and that will all equal 117. Add 3 to both sides, and we have 7, 120. Now multiply by 1/3 to both sides, or divide by 3, and we end up with x equals 40. Now I can do a quick check on these. I usually like to do a check. So if this is 40, that would be 39, and this would be 38. I can quickly add those up. 9 and 8 is 17, 4, 5, 5 and 6 is 11. So yes, my check worked, so the answer is 40. Number 8, Sarah's high school played 13 basketball games this year. 2 were at night. The team won most of their games. They were defeated during 4 games. How many games did they win? So we just want to know the number of games they won. So that's going to be my variable. So they played 13 basketball games. 2 were at night. Doesn't matter if they're at night or the day. The team won most of their games. They were defeated during 4 games. Well, that's important to know that they lost 4 of their games. So how many games did they win? Well, out of the 13, you're going to win some. We are going to win x, and we are going to lose 4 of the games. So altogether, that is the 13 games that they played. So take 4 away from both sides, and x is going to be 9. So apparently they won 9 games. Good job, team. Okay, number 9. After paying $7 for a pie, Fred has $59 left. How much money did he have before buying the pie? So we want to know how much money he started with. Okay, so he paid, after paying $7 for the pie. He has $59 left. Okay, this seems too easy, doesn't it? All right, I feel like it should have been harder than this. So, he had some money. He paid $7 for a pie, and he now has $59. Okay. The one steps are a little harder because you think they're going to be tougher than this. So, the money he has, take away the pie that he bought, will certainly tell us how much he started off with. So, he started off with $66. Okay. Number 10. Ben bought a soft drink for $3 and 6 candy bars. He spent a total of $33. How much did each candy bar cost? So we want to know the cost of a candy bar. Make that X. So he bought a soft drink. Now remember, A is the number 1. Soft drink for $3. And he bought 6 candy bars for we don't know how much money. He spent a total of $33. So really what we have here is 1 times 3 plus 6 times X equals 33. So that's 1 soft drink at $3 and 6 candy bars at we don't know how much. Now most of you wouldn't have written this. Most of you probably did that in your head and realized that that was just a 3. But if not, you could have done this step, and simplifying it, we are back to our 2-step equation. Subtract 3 from both sides. Once again, addition property of equality. And now we're going to multiply both sides by 1 over 6, which is the same as dividing by 6, so that is the multiplication property of equality. I'm hoping you've heard me say this so much that you're thinking, okay, we got it now, I know it. All right, so X will equal 5. So that means he spent $5 for each candy bar. My goodness, he should shop someplace else. All right, that's it, guys. Good luck on that quiz.